Hey everyone, it's Kelly at Women for One, and here we are having a few technical difficulties and me looking at how crappy I look right now. But I'm sitting here with my director, Sam. Hello. And we are ready for our first community call, and I am really excited to be here with all of you. And if you can't be on the call live, you can watch this later, send us an email, and join us and ask us any questions that you may have about Women for One, about our community. And today I'm really going to focus on one theme, which is really important to all of us in January, and very important to me. And it's about really getting trapped in that frantic state, the state of what my editor likes to call freneticism, which I can't even say. So frantic state, which we all have. And I really want to talk about the power of the pause and the power of breathing and really stopping and asking ourselves how we can all do that a little bit more, because I believe the more we do that, the better we will be at everything we do in life. And the more we'll actually get done, and the more peace and joy we will be able to access within ourselves. So that's kind of where I want to start. I want to wait and see who joins us, because I know there's some really great people that are planning on being on this call, because my goal and my intention for these calls is for all of us to get to know one another, and all of us to access a place of connection through our community and be able to support one another throughout the world as women and as change makers. So that's my intention for these calls, and my team's really excited about them. We have Sam as the director, Samantha, and we also have a new team member, Andrea, who is joining us, who I'm overjoyed to have on our team as well. And we're really excited about this year for Women for One. We have a lot of incredible content that we've created for women to be able to dive into who they are and to access places in their lives so they can actually make their lives happen instead of having life happen to you. And I don't know about any of you, but life is always feeling like it's coming at me. I'm a mom of 3 of my own children and 3 stepchildren. I have a business. I have a very rich friend, a lot of friends in my life. So I just feel like there's so much coming at me sometimes, and also with my husband and my relationship with him, and then also my extended family. I mean, it's just, sometimes I just need to stop. And I feel like, I think it was last November, early December, I went to Italy, and I couldn't even enjoy Italy because I was so stressed out before I got there. And I got there and I asked my husband, we'd go on walks, and I'd be like, what would happen if I just stopped? And have we all asked ourselves that? Like, what would happen if you just stopped? What do you think that would be like for you? And when I say just stopped, I mean, stop making lists in your head as a woman. Stop taking care of every last little thing every day, and took some time for the most important person, which is you. So I really love to hear from each of you to find out what would happen if you just stopped. Even posing the question to myself, it freaked me out. I was like, oh, I think everything would fall apart. And then I accessed my gut and I heard, it's the best thing you could do, Kelly. Just stop. So I started really looking at my life and taking an inventory of what I needed to cut out in my life and what I needed to prioritize. And from that place, I'm still working it, and I think I always will be. I feel like I can go into a deep place of priorities, and I can access that softness within myself to be able to move forward in my life and to be able to affect change and to get really clear. Now, I'll give you one example. So last year I felt like, and so did my director, we both felt like Women for One had a lot going on, which is awesome. It's so great that all these people want to partner with us, and everybody's asking us to post their content and their books, and I'm doing interviews, and we're creating more content, and we're upgrading our website, and we're getting stories every day. But it hit a place where, because it was just the two of us with, some vendors that were supporting us, that it got to this place of like, oh my God, all we were in was reaction mode. And at the end of the year, Sam said, next year, I want us to walk our talk. I want us to make life happen. I want us to be prepared. That was our intention. So we did a retreat and we talked about how can we set ourselves up for success for the future? How can we set ourselves up so that we know what we're going to be doing and we can plan it for the future? And I think, why don't we do this for companies? We do this for organizations, but why do we forget ourselves? Because I feel like that we're the number one, we're the most important person in our lives. And if we don't, as my dear teacher said, if you don't put your oxygen mask on first, you can't put it on anybody else. You can't help others. You can't affect change. You can't speak your truth. You get messy and confused and don't understand where you're really going or have a clear vision of it. So that's really what I wanted to talk a little bit about today. And I wanted to hear from any of you that would be interested. And if you're not on this call, or if you want to comment on this call, I'd love to hear from you. Sam, I don't see any comments. So can you look here and see maybe?
Yeah.
I'd love to hear from you. Like, first of all, what would it feel like to just stop? And then secondly, what are you doing in your life to make your life happen? Because I think we can all really help each other and give each other ideas for that. So I'm just going to sit.
We don't have any comments yet. But
okay.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
No comments yet. But I know that, what I do to make my life happen is get really clear and get a clear vision of what I want to be doing in my life and get curious. I ask myself the questions before I can get clarity. I have to start getting curious about like, what's working, what's not working, who's toxic in my life, who supports my life. Those are the real questions. Having those hard conversations with myself is critical to figuring out how to really move forward in my life in the way that I want to. So I also want to talk a little bit about, while we're waiting for some comments on the two questions, which maybe Sam, you or Andrea can put the questions in the comment so people, respond to them. I want to talk about the power of story because I feel like, Women for One was started because I wanted to share my story and I wanted to have a community where women would fearlessly and courageously share their story so they could release it and wouldn't be defined by their story, but could learn from it and would also connect with others so they felt less alone, because we have such incredible stories on our site. Like, they are intense stories, they are powerful, they're beautiful, and every day when I am caught up in being frantic and doing, I ask myself daily, stop, Kelly, just stop and ask yourself, why are you doing One for One? Why did you create this vehicle that other women can come to and share their story and connect with others? And it all comes back to the power of connection and the power of feeling less alone. And I feel like more than ever, you guys, these days, I don't know about you, but I need to know I'm connected, especially to American women, with what's going on with our country and what's happening. And and I just feel like it's really, really important that we all share our story, that we all are courageous. And you don't always have to be, known for sharing your story. You can do it anonymously and still reap such benefits by getting comments back from people on our site, by just reading the words that you read and being a witness to those words. I think it's huge when we can witness the words that we've written from more of a distant perspective. And, I will say, with what we're coming out with this year, we really are proud of it. There's a lot of things that can really support you, tools that we have on our site that can support you. There are two things that are free, Sam. We've got the 7-day challenge, and we also have the Empowered Women's Guide. Those two things, when you sign up for our mailing list, you get those as PDFs downloaded right away, free, because we really believe that we want to create a community. It's not about always just purchasing products. It's about giving content and information that we've learned from all of you back to you and facilitating that. That's one. Secondly, we have several toolkits, and we're still developing some. We have a really cool one coming out. I'm so excited about it in a month or two when our new updated website launches, which I don't want to talk about yet, but I'm really excited about. But we have another one that's the 5 keys to boldly making life happen. And it's very inexpensive. It's $25. You download it after you purchase it, and you can work those tools. You can work them. And the other thing we have is our new automated truth teller course, which is coming out in several months as well. We're really excited about that because in the past it was only put out twice a year, and you had to participate in the weekly course. Now we have it automated, so you can purchase it at any time, and our team will be there to support you and take you through it and give you guidance. And it really facilitates you understanding your story, writing about it, and then you come out with a written piece that you could submit for publication on our site and on others. So we're really proud of what we're creating, and we're really excited to be launching this new platform on Facebook Live where we can have a conversation and speak with each of you. Let us know. And somebody's here. Let us know what a good time for these calls would be. I'm thinking evening would work better for all of you because if you're working or you're busy with other things. So we might try different times to see what would work for each of you. And we do have someone saying, which I have to put my glasses on, I feel that stopping would allow me space to actually get curious about what needs to change in my life. Can you share some ways that we can stop? Thank you. I think that's a great question. And yes, there are ways we can stop. We can use the feminine breath, which you breathe deeply into your belly, and really, the benefits of meditation and breath are so huge. And it only takes a few minutes whenever you're feeling a little crazy, which I feel a little crazy a lot. So really just deep breath in into your belly and expand your belly, and then a deep breath out. And I'm telling you, even if you don't believe that something like this would work, it really does work. I promise. Just try it. Just give me 3 breaths a day for 4 days, and then email me and tell me if you like it or not, because I cannot tell you the impact breathing has had for me in my life personally when I'm feeling stressed. And I'm not talking about those stressful breaths. I'm talking about count to 5 to 10, breathe in, count to 5 to 10, breathe out. We all have time to do that while we're standing in line somewhere, while we're on the phone with that music in the background, waiting to talk to some business person, or if we're just sitting in a car driving, just breathe. It's amazing, the power of breath. Another way would be to really write down your thoughts, just journal. Or I'm not a big, I have a book coming out, but I'm not a huge writer. I like to speak. I'm a verbal processor. So speak all your thoughts into an audio recorder. Most phones these days, most smartphones have that. Just get it out and then listen to it later and get some perspective on it. I think that's really helpful in helping me stop. Another way I do it is just walking in nature, just going outside and breathing the air. they're really simple tools. I mean, it's not brain surgery, and I'm sure you've heard it before, but just hearing them again and repeating them to yourself, and also creating some type of mantra for yourself, like, I am safe, I am powerful, I am beautiful. Anything that you need to do in the moment really helps me to stop and pause. And the other thing that really helps me pause is to be with people I feel safe with, people that I love, people that support me, and you know who they are. So I think it's really, really important to do that as well. So I'm hoping that some of these tools will help each of you, and I welcome all of you to our community in 2017. I'm really excited to have all of you with us, joining us in this incredible revolution of women. And I really want to hear from each of you. So email me at kelly@womenforone.com. I would truly, truly appreciate hearing from you and how you're doing and what you need from us as a community, because we've been around 6 years now, and we'd love to hear from you. The last thing I do want to say is go to our site, explore it, sign up for the 7-day challenge, get our ebook, Empowered Women's Guide. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Empowers Women. Get those PDFs. They're free. Go on there. Join us. Ask us what you want. Make your life happen. Oh, we got a response here. I feel stopping would allow me to think before taking a massive action with its advantages and disadvantages, especially in anger. Thank you, Arshdeep, and thank you, Mary. It's really nice to hear from each of you. Stopping really helps me just to stop. Just stop and pause and breathe. Because a lot of times I'm in react mode, and we can't be in react mode in this world right now. You know, there are some people in the political scene and in this world that are constantly reacting these days. It's like, how is that helpful? Who does that serve? Asking those questions when you react, taking that pause is so important, especially when you want to react. Catch yourself and stop and pause and self-care the most important person in this world, which is you. I love all of you. I'm so honored to be the founder of this incredible movement, and I can't wait to do more of these calls where we can build our community, we can support one another. So, big love.